Okay, Luke Cameron, linebacker, and I'm in my last year.
All right, Luke. You heard me talk to Alex a little bit, but let's kind of go through your journey. Let's look at the offseason first and foremost. What has been the biggest changes for you? What are you most focused on this offseason?
I think for me, with the new system coming in and Coach Needham, he just wants us to be more aggressive. So I think that's the thing I've been focusing on, building the cerebral part of the game and, being more aggressive and taking more chances, being more confident.
I know for me, as somebody that doesn't play on the field but watches from the sidelines, just like the momentum you guys had in the last 7-8 weeks of the season on the defense last year, I cannot wait for game one. I want to be out there. As a player, when you guys ride all that momentum into the last game, you win the bowl game, like how bad do you want to just get back out on the field and carry that over?
Oh, nothing more. I mean, it carries over too. It builds into it. Started this whole off season, so I'm really excited. I think it's the best time to be an Eastern fan. So I can't wait for game one to get out there and start playing football again.
We don't want to give any of the secrets away. I know you alluded to it a little bit, but fans have really come to know Neil Nethery's defense over the last 8-9 years or so, and so that's been kind of the custom here at Eastern. What's going to be different about the defense that'll take the field this year, and what are some of the elements that might be the same?
I think as far as the same, you'll have a lot of guys back. There'll be a very veteran defense, I would say. Some of the new will be given a little different looks, mixing it up more and blitzing more, being more aggressive. So.
It's easy for the average fan to say, oh boy, Jose Ramirez is gone and some of those pieces. From your perspective though, what are some of the strong suits of this defense that don't worry you at all?
Oh, I think all three levels don't worry me. I think we just have a good, solid group coming back. And yeah, Jose is going to be a huge piece, and we won't be able to replace him, especially as a person. But I'm excited for the young guys to step up and get after it.
You've had an interesting journey here. You've had ups and downs. You've had some great triumphs as well. How have you changed as kind of a voice in that locker room and a leader throughout those times? You talk about losing a guy like Jose, who was very much a part of that, and that gap needing to be filled. How have you gone from that kind of the first-year guy that was not really speaking up in the back of the room to being one of those guys that's leading the way?
I think the thing I've mostly done, taken advantage of, is just, having one-on-one conversations with some of the guys, especially if they're having, a tough day or they're going through something and it's kind of hard to see the bigger picture. Kind of just reminding them why they're here and that we've all been there before. And so, nothing to worry about. So,
I've asked some people this that are veterans today, but like I said, I know championships on the mind this year. But if you look back at your career so far, what are some of those moments that you look back on and you're never going to forget?
Arizona State weekend, that was a fun weekend. The energy that whole weekend was great. For me, the Potato Bowl stands out as the biggest memory for me. Just that whole week was my favorite bowl game I've been to. And then the whole week was great. And then personally, it was one of my better games. And just to come back the way it happened, it was in Coach Nethery's last game, it was just kind of poetic ending on our season. So that's definitely it stands out.
All right, let me ask you as a player, and I want an honest answer here. Let's look at the Arizona State weekend. Is there a moment, is it on the plane? Is it the practices leading up? Is it somewhere in the first quarter? Is there a moment on those weeks where you just know you're going to win the game, where you're like, everything is clicking, everything feels right? Or is it sometimes back and forth where you're going down to the last minute and you just think, we just have to make the plays and figure it out? Or for you, is there like yep, everything is going our way and we're going to do this thing?
I think personally, I've never gone into a game thinking, I've gone into a game thinking it was going to be tough, but I've always gone into a game thinking we're going to win. And so when we don't, then I'm shocked. I think as far as Arizona State, it was just about we could execute what we put in that week. And the week of practice was going really well. And then the game, was very back and forth. But I think the execution is, we can do it. It's just a matter if we can execute. So, but.
Sack from the second level, interception on the second level, or a big time run stuff in fourth down. What's the ultimate for you?
I think probably just because my background coming out of high school and first year of college as a safety, I still kind of am a safety at heart. So I'm probably going to have to go with the interception just because that's one of my most exciting plays to have.
All right. I've asked everybody else. I got to ask you, What are we doing off the football field? What's your summer look like? What are you doing for fun when you get the chance?
Oh, I would say the one thing not everyone knows, but people close to me know, but is that I'm a pretty big movie buff. So I'll be at the theaters this summer for sure, catching what's ever coming out. There's a pretty good slate this summer actually coming out, so excited for that.
All right, I've got to ask you too. What's been the inspiration on? You've been kind of going with the dirty mullet lately.
Oh.
What's been the inspiration there?
Yeah, I grew it out, and it seemed to have really positive feedback among the guys. I'm trying to get a lot of other guys to come on with me, join the train. So you might see a couple more guys this season.